I got out in 1989. I didn't file my first claim until 2019. 30 years. And I'm not unusual. From 2024, 2025, there's Reddit threads full of guys that waited 20, 25, 30 years to file their first claim. So I'm not an edge case. It's pretty typical of a lot of vets. So this video is really to tell you about my timeline and also convey the message. It's never too late to get started with the VA and your disability claim. So what are some of the reasons that vets take so long to file their claim? I didn't think I deserved it, the whole 10 fingers, 10 toes mindset. I'm fine. Other guys deserve it more than me. I didn't want to deal with the VA bureaucracy, right? It's a valid complaint. It is a bureaucratic institution. These are benefits we're legally entitled to, but they do make it kind of a bureaucratic nightmare sometimes to get through the process. I thought other vets needed it more. Survivor guilt, that kind of thing. When I was just getting out, Vietnam warrior vets were clogging the VA, rightfully so. But these are guys that served in combat. I was a Cold War era vet. These were guys that are missing arms and legs and eyes and feet and all that stuff. I was relatively healthy, right? A lot of vets like that. And then when I got out, it was sign here, get your stuff, GTFO, right? There wasn't no exit transition or, transition to civilian life or any of that stuff. So I didn't even know how to claim or what to claim. Nobody taught me any of this stuff. All right, so I went 30 years in ignorance. Some vets file right after they get out and then they get denied because they don't really understand the system, then they quit. Then 20 years go by, these things start adding up, the body starts wearing down, and they've got vet buddies who tell them, hey man, you need to go get this stuff. It's yours, it's allocated to you. So they file once, they get denied and they quit. Then time goes by, now they're ready to go. So I was at 60% for 3 or 4 years. It took me about 18 months to go from 0 to 60%. Imagine what my life would have been like if I had won that in 1990 instead of 2020. I do. You can't look back. You got to be positive. You got to move forward, right? You always got to be moving forward. But that would have been life-changing money to a 23-year-old, 22-year-old. So a vet rated 60% in 1990 versus 2020. That's roughly 30 years of tax-free compensation. Today's rate of around $1,400 a month over 30 years, that's about $500,000. It's about $500,000 in real compensation that I didn't get. So that's probably a lot of you watching this too. I guess the key point there is waiting doesn't preserve options, it destroys them. I remember seeing a Reddit thread sometime in 2025 where a VSO, veteran service officer, was telling a vet that it was too late to claim. Older individuals get denied, that sort of thing. The longer you wait, it's too late, the harder it is to win. So while there is some truth to that, it's not impossible. Medical evidence is the name of the game. Nexus is the key piece of that medical evidence package that you put together, but it's never too late. Conditions worsen over time. New evidence becomes available. It emerges, right? Stuff like the PACT Act, which is the content of another video. The PACT Act opens up new doors for many veterans, right? So it's never too late. There's always new avenues. There's always new evidence. There's always something else to try. It's not a lost cause. Like I said, when I got out in 1989, there was no transition service. There's just nobody handed me a pamphlet saying, here, son, here's what you got to go do, right? It was just GTFO. That hasn't fully changed. There's a lot of veterans before discharge kind of stuff going on now, transition services, but the BBD is a great program for many veterans, and they're surpassing you guys that are waiting, right? These vets that are getting out right now are going to 70, 80, 90, 100% right after ETS. But the VA's own process is confusing enough, right? It's bureaucratic. It's like a brick wall with a bang head here sign on it. But there are doors. You just got to find them. You go to the VA website or you talk to guys and they're using language or words that you don't quite understand what's going on. So you're just like, screw it, I'm out. It's bureaucratic on purpose. It's designed to make you quit. But look, the VA is not in the business of recruiting claimants. They're not going to hunt you down and try to hand you money. Nobody's going to tap you on the shoulder saying, hey, mister, we got some money for you. The system will just keep rolling on without you. So you've got to figure out a way to get in there and get it. So if you're like me and you've waited 20, 30 years, whatever, the one thing you could do right now is go file for tinnitus. Get in the VA system. Start learning how the system works. It's free. If you're around any noise in any branch, your MOS determines whether or not that's a credible claim or not. Not you. Don't self-disqualify. If you're around aircraft, heavy machinery, live gunfire, explosives, any of that, from any era, go file the claim. You likely qualify. It costs nothing. It takes less than an hour on va.gov. And once you have one service-connected disability, the rest open up for you. And you start learning the VA game. Now, I recorded a video on tinnitus, so you can check that out here on my channel. So start with tinnitus. I made a video on exactly how. And then if you want to go further than that, sign up for my link below. We can schedule a phone call. We can kind of map it out for you, lay it out, tell you what's what. Thanks for watching.